They say a dog is the only thing on earth that loves you more than himself. And with Israel getting 10 million US bucks per day while 6 million Americans are jobless, then Israel surely has a DC dog in its race. One wonders just where the US Capitol is placed.
Good morning, AIPAC. It's always great to be here. But as I told President Trump yesterday, it's especially great to be in America's capital now that he has recognized Jerusalem as Israel's capital.
And the much fondled two-state solution is dead. Well, a dead dog is better than a living lie. But what rises on its hind legs is a one-state solution that has millennials, progressives, and left-wing Democrats barking for more. Ironic that the progressive agenda that Zionist Democrats pushed for years is coming back to bite Israel in the butt. You're not listening, Bibsy.
I want to thank the 4,000 students who are here with us today. 4,000 students. Thank you for cutting class to be here. So if any of you needs a note, you can see me later. There's a line forming outside.
So, how many Gentile students won't be cutting class to fawn all over Bibsy at AIPAC in adoration of Israel? Easily a few million millennials with a growing sympathy for the Palestinian cause and a rising suspicion of the Zionist mission. Even the Holocaust is wearing very thin among them, like the soles of old concentration camp shoes. According to a recent study, 2/3 of millennials never even heard of Auschwitz. Bibsy's on shaky ground with Jewish youth too. Like the rest of their generational pool, they're putting Zionism second and America first, according to reputable research. That's the trend, and the lobby ain't getting it. We're drifting toward a one-state solution, and thus division, racism, and religious supremacy recede into remission. First, scratch the Oslo Accords that makes the Palestinian Authority no more than mercenary police for Israel. Second, the Arab League, Egypt, Lebanon, Syria at the lead, must draft a resolution to the UN demanding Israel to grant civil, political, and property rights for all Palestinians in the occupied areas and within the pre-67 precincts. 3. In case of Israel's refusal, slap on economic sanctions. Trump's man at Treasury, Mnuchin, got lots of practice here. Whose side is he on anyways? I mean, don't expect much, but keep the pressure on, and the trend gathers speed.
I just felt a constructive criticism rant coming from within me. So I just decided I'd upload this awesome video. I feel as if, the pro-Israel world, we tend to be a little bit too neurotic when it comes to certain things, but we fail to understand deeply that millennials, people my age, don't really care about Israel.
We've got to ask ourselves some hard questions. Not Bibsy's.
I want to ask you, you remember that great Clint Eastwood movie, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? Well, I want to talk about the good, the bad, and the beautiful. The good are all the good things that we are doing in Israel that are helping make the world a better place. The bad are all the bad things that malevolent forces are trying to do to Israel and to the world. I've spoken about the good and the bad. There's plenty of both. But I want to end with a few words about the beautiful. Well, that's very kind of you. That's very kind of you. I love you too. Thank you. Who planted her? I'm talking about the beautiful alliance between Israel and the United States of America. I'm talking about the beautiful alliance that has brought all of you here to Washington, the beautiful alliance that you work day in and day out to make stronger and to make better.
Yeah, like our U.S. tax dollars that we work for day in and day out, tagged for Israel at $4.5 billion a year. How does sending billions to Israel make America better? And if the world is a better place by Israelis shooting at Palestinians with their hands raised high, then might as well call bittersweet and darkness light. Oh, that beautiful alliance! Watch it flop as the millennials rise to the top as America's new leaders.
Millennials, people my age, don't really care about Israel.
Blindsight is 2020 revision. You can be headstrong and right, but if you're stubborn and wrong, then life serves a child you never asked for or liked.